She was a princess obsessed with books. She spent more time reading than eating. Fashion and jewelry meant nothing to her, but a new book could bring her joy. People called her the Bookworm Princess. Yet she caught the eye of the crown prince, the first heir. Because the princess's family held significant power, the prince proposed to her for political gain, not love, and tempted her with access to the royal library. There she found countless precious rare books she'd never read. The prince also arranged a private study for her, where no one would disturb her. The princess knew it was all a political deal, but because of the books she didn't mind at all. When she got lost in reading, the whole world was shut out. Even when the prince spoke beside her, the princess ignored him. For years passed quickly like that. A woman named Irene appeared, completely changing everything. Irene was nothing like the princess. She was charming and very good at socializing. A maid warned the princess to be wary of Irene, but the princess, who only loved books, didn't pay it any mind. The next day, as usual, the princess was about to climb the stairs to get a book. She found one of the steps was broken. Just then Irene screamed, drawing the princess's attention. The princess went over and found Irene apologizing to the librarian. It turned out she'd spilled hot tea on a book, and even mocked it as something only commoners would read. Upon learning it was the princess's book, Irene pretended to just find out and apologize to the princess. But the princess didn't blame her. However, the librarian, who'd once been close to the princess, blamed the princess for leaving the books around carelessly. At a tea party, the princess was accidentally late. Irene accused her of running around. Seeing Irene all wet, everyone suspected the princess was late to set a trap and deliberately get Irene wet, even though the princess knew she'd done nothing. No one believed her. People started to deliberately shun the princess. Soon Irene took her place as the princess. Even when the princess wanted to go to the library, she was stopped by the librarian. A few days later, the prince returned. He brought the princess a rare book. The princess was very happy. Something deep inside her quietly changed, and all of Irene's schemes would be exposed. The next day, the princess ran into a terrifying duke. She tried to avoid him but was seen. She had to greet him. The duke asked the princess to return books for him. The princess, who couldn't refuse, had to carry a pile of documents up the stairs. But then an accident happened. Irene fell down the stairs. Soon people from the palace were drawn over. Irene claimed it was all the princess's doing. Before the princess could explain, the prince appeared in front of everyone. He asked about Irene's injuries with concern, and asked Irene if the princess had pushed her. Irene firmly said it was the princess. But then the prince told Irene to look at the princess, only to see the princess's hands full of books.